In the heart of the small, forgotten town of Ravenwood stood an ancient mansion. Abandoned for decades, the old Blackwood Manor was a local legend, whispered about by children and feared by adults. Its decaying walls and shattered windows were a silent testament to the secrets it held. Among these secrets, none was more terrifying than the hidden passage. One rainy evening, curiosity got the better of Sarah and her friends, James and Emily. The trio decided to explore the manor, armed with flashlights and a sense of adventure. As they approached the towering gates, the wind howled through the trees, creating an eerie symphony that sent shivers down their spines. The front door creaked open with a nudge, revealing a grand but decrepit hall. Cobwebs hung like curtains, and dust covered every surface. They moved cautiously, their footsteps echoing through the empty rooms. As they explored, Sarah's flashlight caught a glint of something metallic in the study. She approached the old bookshelf and discovered a rusted key. "Guys, look what I found," she said, holding up the key. James and Emily gathered around, intrigued. "Maybe it opens something in here," Emily suggested. They began to search the study more thoroughly, and soon enough, Sarah noticed a small keyhole hidden behind a painting. With a click, the lock gave way, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. "Are we really doing this?" James asked, his voice shaky. "We've come this far," Sarah replied, leading the way down. The stairs creaked under their weight as they descended into the cold, damp basement. The air was thick with the smell of mildew, and their flashlights barely penetrated the darkness. At the bottom, they found a long, narrow corridor lined with old wooden doors. "This place is huge," Emily whispered, her voice barely audible. As they ventured further, they stumbled upon a door different from the rest. It was adorned with strange symbols and seemed out of place in the old manor. The key fit perfectly, and with a deep breath, they opened the door. The room beyond was unlike anything they had ever seen. It was filled with ancient artifacts, strange symbols, and a large, ornate mirror. As they stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind them, plunging them into complete darkness. Panic set in, and they fumbled to find the door. Suddenly, a dim light emanated from the mirror, revealing a shadowy figure within its depths. "Welcome," the figure intoned, its voice echoing in their minds. "You have discovered the hidden passage and unleashed its curse." Terrified, the trio tried to flee, but the room seemed to warp and shift around them, trapping them in a labyrinth of horrors. The shadowy figure began to emerge from the mirror, its form becoming more tangible with each passing second. "Your curiosity has doomed you," it whispered. "Now, you will join the others who came before you." Desperation took hold, and Sarah screamed for help, but her voice was swallowed by the darkness. As the figure reached out, the room faded to black, and their cries echoed through the empty halls of Blackwood Manor. The next morning, the townspeople found the manor's front door wide open. Inside, there was no trace of Sarah, James, or Emily. The legend of the hidden passage grew, and the old mansion stood as a reminder of the price of curiosity, its secrets forever sealed within the shadows. Years passed, and the tale of Sarah, James, and Emily became another chapter in the grim legend of Blackwood Manor. Their disappearance was a chilling reminder of the manor's dark history, yet it only served to deepen the fascination for those drawn to its mysteries. One such person was Dr. Alexander Harper, a professor of paranormal studies. Skeptical by nature but intrigued by the persistent rumors, he decided to investigate the manor. Equipped with modern technology and a team of dedicated researchers, Dr. Harper aimed to uncover the truth behind the hidden passage. On a clear autumn afternoon, Dr. Harper and his team arrived at Ravenwood. The townspeople watched with a mix of fear and curiosity as the researchers unloaded their equipment. Among the team was Lisa, a psychic medium, and Mark, a historian specializing in occult artifacts. Entering the manor, the group set up their base in the Grand Hall. Dr. Harper's team quickly began to document the structure, mapping its layout and noting any anomalies. As night fell, they gathered in the study where Sarah had found the key years ago. "We should start here," Dr. Harper said, holding a replica of the key. "If the stories are true, this should lead us to the hidden passage." With a mix of anticipation and dread, They unlocked the bookshelf and descended the narrow staircase. Unlike Sarah's group, they were prepared, their high-powered flashlights illuminating the way. The basement's cold, damp air was oppressive, but they pressed on, driven by a need for answers. Reaching the corridor, they found the door adorned with symbols. Mark studied the symbols carefully. "These are ancient protection runes," he said. "They're meant to ward off evil." Ignoring the warning, Dr. Harper unlocked the door, and they stepped inside. The room was exactly as described in the old stories, filled with artifacts and dominated by the large mirror. This time, however, the room was brightly lit by their equipment. Lisa approached the mirror, her face pale. "I sense a powerful presence here. It's as if the mirror is a gateway." "Let's set up the instruments," Dr. Harper ordered. "We need to document everything." As they worked, the mirror began to glow faintly, and the temperature in the room dropped sharply. A chill ran down their spines as they heard whispers echoing from the mirror. The shadowy figure started to form once again, this time more clearly than ever before. "Welcome back," it hissed, its voice cold and menacing. "You should not have returned." Dr. Harper stood his ground, determined to communicate. "Who are you? What do you want?" The figure's eyes glowed red. "I am the guardian of this passage, bound by a curse to protect its secrets. Those who enter must pay the price." "Is there a way to lift the curse?" Lisa asked, her voice trembling. "There is no escape," the figure replied. "But there is a way to pass the burden. One must willingly take the place of the guardian." A heavy silence filled the room as the implications sank in. Someone would have to stay behind, trapped for eternity, to free the others. Dr. Harper's mind raced, weighing the options. Could he sacrifice himself for the greater good? Was there another way? Suddenly, the room began to warp, the walls closing in. The figure reached out, and the researchers felt an overwhelming pressure. In a desperate bid, Dr. Harper shouted, "I will take your place." The figure paused, its form flickering. "Are you certain? This is an eternal commitment." Dr. Harper nodded, his resolve unshaken. "Yes, let my team go and end this curse." With a chilling laugh, the figure stepped back into the mirror, dragging Dr. Harper with it. The room returned to normal, and the oppressive presence lifted. The researchers, now free, stood in stunned silence. Mark and Lisa led the team out of the manor, each step feeling heavier as they left their leader behind. The townspeople watched as they emerged, their faces a mix of relief and sorrow. Dr. Harper's sacrifice was honored, and Blackwood Manor was sealed off, deemed too dangerous for anyone to enter again. The hidden passage remained a mystery, its secrets guarded by a new protector, ensuring that the curse would never again claim innocent lives.